What if I told you that the most underrated FPS of 2023 was a combination of Dark Souls, Doom Eternal, and The Witcher with extraction shooter and roguelike elements? That's exactly what Witchfire is. I'm addicted, and I need to show you this game. At first glance, Witchfire looks kind of like a first-person shooter. Dark Souls, kind of gunplay looks pretty Doom-like in this gothic, almost like the Dark Souls or Witcher-like setting. There's guns, there's magic, there's demons. This game already, when it got revealed and I saw trailers for it, it checked all the right boxes for me. I was very interested. I love Doom, I love Doom Eternal. I do enjoy the Dark Souls games, even though I am not great at them. I do like The Witcher. I do like this setting. You know, kind of that medieval fantasy thing, but this takes it even a little bit darker, and again, more something like Doom than The Witcher, but it combines all these great things. But once I actually played it, it is out now in early access on the Epic Game Store. It is $39.99 base, but it goes on sale, and then of course, there are, you know, coupons and sales all the time on the Epic Game Store, so you can probably get it for cheaper. It is coming to other platforms later, including console. That is the plan. It is developed by the Astronauts, by the way. Very underrated developer, especially once you play this game. I guarantee you're gonna believe that. But this game, once you get your hands on it, it combines so many clever game design elements and genres into something that's really just is unique, and it feels great. So at its core, you are set loose into this world as a kind of like this quote-unquote mysterious character, almost like cowboy looking character. May or may not be a demon yourself. Your character has a mask, and you're kind of a kind of one of the church's warriors. You know, you're set forth into the world. You know, you look like a pretty rough guy, but you go on this kind of one-man holy crusade against the evil demonic forces of the world. The gunplay does feel very Doom-like, as you can see. The enemies are very Dark Souls-like, but the game is just so well thought out and designed. You know, you start, it's almost like a single-player extraction shooter. Instead of progressing through a campaign with a, you know, linear story and linear levels, you have access to one map at the beginning, and you make essentially raids or runs into the world of Witchfire, in which you go, you kill enemies, you collect, you know, if you've played Dark Souls or Elden Ring or something like that, a very familiar mechanic. You collect basically the soul-like currency for every enemy that you kill, and then you also complete challenges for your weapons, which helps you not only level up your character, but level up your weapons and earn new abilities. You do research to unlock new weapons and new abilities. There's all sorts of very clever game design here, and then you have to extract, you have to survive. You can't just, you know, there's no end. You decide how long you want to fight for, and then try to escape through one of these portals. Every time you spawn on the map, there are a ton of randomly generated elements. What areas have enemies in them, where the portals are. You might find a really easy run and a path through the map, or you might spawn one time and find that your exit portal's all the way on the other side, and you're gonna have to go through a very dangerous area. The world is dangerous, filled with enemies, and the world evolves. We'll get into that in a minute. There's traps, there's random events, there are like boss mobs, but the world evolves as you yourself level up your character. New enemies spawn on the map as you get stronger. You'll find elite versions of enemies as you gain more weapons, so on and so forth. And I'm just getting started, and this game's in early access. It is not complete, it is not content complete, though it is very polished. There's tons to do. There's tons of weapons and abilities and spells to unlock. And again, every time you progress, the world keeps progressing with you. And this is only the first map. I believe there's at least one other map in Witchfire at this point to unlock, to go on raids. But there's obviously plans for more as this game continues and continues to be expanded and get new patches. I really hate those descriptions that I used in the beginning. You know, it's usually clickbait on YouTube videos. You know, Dark Souls meets Doom meets The Witcher in an FPS. It sounds so great, right? But it actually is in this case. And it's such a simple concept, but there's so much to do. There's a roguelike element as well, which changes up every run. As you clear out areas, the last mob in every area will drop an item. Once you loot it, you will get to choose between 3 abilities to power your character up, which may change how you want to proceed for the rest of your run, because maybe you've gotten very empowered and you were gonna try to extract but now you've been empowered, you feel more confident, you change your mind, you go to another area, fight more enemies or take on whatever challenge. But in doing so, you risk dying, and you will die a lot in this game. It does have that Dark Souls, or dare I say Escape from Tarkov, something like an extraction shooter vibe. You know, you're not gonna have a successful run every single time. But the cool thing is, just by doing basic things and using your weapons and killing enemies, even if you didn't make it out with, you know, the souls that you had or whatever, just getting kills and so on helps level up your weapons. You know, there's different properties on your weapon, and there's challenges tied to your weapons to unlock the next like bonus ability for the weapon. Your research is going to get complete by just going into the world and doing more tasks. There's always something to do, which gives Witchfire that feeling that you're probably all familiar with, but you don't get from every game these days, which is, oh, just one more game. That's how Witchfire made me feel. It's like, oh, okay, just one more run. You know, I'm gonna level up this gun and finish that, and then you realize, oh well, I'm close to leveling up this spell or unlocking this new spell, so I'm gonna do just one more run. The first day I played this game, again, I was looking forward to it. I had it in my library for a while, but I hadn't dove into it yet. I was like, I'll jump in for half an hour, and I'll play it here and there and see how I feel. I ended up playing for like 3 or 4 hours straight because it just instantly pulled me in with again, this Souls-like thing, the rogue-like element, the world, the Doom-like gunplay. And this is really only the base of the game, which is amazing. We don't know what they're going to add over time, if they're going to progress a story, what new weapons and spells and maps they're going to add to this, what new like in-game events. There's so many different ways that they can take this, and that's all they even really need to do. They already have a great game on their hands, but dare I say, I can't stop myself from thinking there's nothing else out there like this right now. Nothing. Like parts of it feel like dare I say, a single player like Destiny, you know, roaming this world, killing enemies, completing challenges, summoning bosses. By the way, the main goal of every map is there is a boss tied to that map that is very difficult, almost again like a Souls-like boss. So your goal is to level up enough to take on that map's boss. That's how you're going to unlock the next map. It's not going to be easy, but there's just so many things that my mind has going through it. Like, what if they did add other players to this? Like an instance, you know, 4 players per map or something like that, where you could either do co-op or you could take it in a PvP direction. Maybe they make it more dangerous, maybe both, like an actual extraction shooter. You could choose to work together, or you could kill each other. I don't know. I don't even think they need to take it that direction, because what they have is already so great. But I can't stop my mind from thinking, what if they did? What if they made this a true like PvPvE extraction shooter, or dare I say like pseudo MMO? There's so much potential here for Witchfire, and anybody who looks at this game and finds himself being interested in it in any way, shape, or form, I can't recommend it enough. If you get it on the Epic Game Store, make sure you use Mayor in your support a creator slot. Same thing for Fortnite, that supports my content. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to cover, or I'm definitely gonna cover, but if you want to see more of the games that I cover, make sure you subscribe. If you've played Witchfire, please leave a comment down below to boost it in the YouTube algorithm, because this game 100% deserves more attention. This is one of the most underrated games I have played in the past year at the least, if not longer. So thanks for watching, guys. Please check out Witchfire. If you want to talk about Witchfire or other games, join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Reynolds. Find me on every other platform: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or on my other YouTube channel dedicated to Dead Drop and Midnight Society, which is Midnightmare. See you next video, guys. I'm going to roll some more gameplay for you. Reynolds out.